I'm Helen, Shipton-Smith. My business is Helen's Herbs.
What primary and secondary school did you go to?
Okay, so I'm really local at West Cumbria. I went to Frizington Primary School, Frizington County Primary School, and then I went to Earnside, which is now demolished, and then on to sixth form at Whitehaven School, where I did my year levels. I think primary school was really interesting. Frizington Primary was a really good school, and the teachers were absolutely brilliant, and thoroughly enjoyed doing lots of practical work there, lots of science experiments, things like that. And I remember distinctly going to a dairy at Dissington, and that was the best bit, I think, of primary school. The whole part of primary school was this visit. I absolutely loved school visits.
So I kind of get from that you love being outside.
I did, really, from an early age, yeah.
Yeah. So what did you do when you left school?
When I left Whitehaven sixth form, having done my year levels, I went straight to Charlotte Mason College in Ambleside, where I did an honours degree in education.
Okay. And so did you actually become a teacher after
Yes,
that?
yeah. So when I qualified, after 4 years, I was 22 then, I went straight into a job in a primary school locally in Cleaton, and I worked there for 12 years solid.
Okay, which primary school was that?
That was Montreal.
Montreal. Okay, there you go. I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies that you might want to tell some of the children about?
Well, we've just been fishing this morning. That was quite a nice activity that I like to do sometimes. I liked just anything outdoors, really. I love cookery, but that's part of my job as well.
Yeah.
So I like cooking. I like going out and visiting gardens, that kind of thing. People that have inspired me have probably been my parents and my grandparents, because they've all been involved in growing fruit, vegetables and flowers, and I've really been absorbed in that all my life, off and on. So they're the biggest inspirations, probably.
What advice would you give someone to get into your sort of area of work?
My area of work's really very varied, but if they would like to get into horticulture, I would say get lots of experience with people who are growing various types of crops, of all different sorts. So it might be people growing vegetables, it might be people growing flowers, it might be people growing fruit, and see the experts in action, see what they do, get some tips from them, and then find a course that really suits them and which field to go into, really. That's probably the best advice. And if they want to go to teaching, that's a lovely profession as well. I feel very lucky that I've had that background in teaching, and now I can go into school teaching the lovely things that I teach, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do that, really.
So we have one last question.
Yes.
If you could be any animal compared to any animal, which would it be and why?
Well, I think if I was going to be any animal, I'd like to be a buzzy bee, buzzing around, looking at all the fruit and vegetables, and flitting from one to the other, having a lovely feed, and then going to the next one, and then making some delicious honey at the end.